guys, Sketchy Boy here, and today we are going to be painting this gas tank right here. This won't take that long, I guess, with the wait time and stuff, maybe at the most a week with the waiting time. So that's how long this is going to take. If you want it to work properly. If not, maybe 5 days or so, but this is the way I'm going to show you. It's going to take a week. So materials you're going to need right here. First, you're going to need some either paint thinner, mineral spirits, or alcohol works too. Shop towels, and sandpaper is important too. The roughest stuff you want to do before you prime to prep the surface. After you prime, you want to use like 120 or something to sand it down smooth, maybe 220 the most. And then when you do your base coat, you're not going to do anything there, but once you get your clear coat on, you want to go to 2000. And you can use 600 too, but you'll make your way up to 2000 once you get your clear coat on. So obviously you're going to need primer, base coat, whatever color you want, and clear. 4K primer is a lot better, or 2K, whatever it's called. But this is just Rust-Oleum ultra coverage, 2.2 times coverage, all that. Clear coat works very good. Rust-Oleum is a good company. And at the end, once you sand this down, so you get rid of the orange peel, you're going to use this Magar's Ultimate Compound. Works very well. And you might need some masking tape, and that's about it. Maybe some gloves, mask. Well-ventilated area is what you're going to need first. So, let's prep the gas tank. Alright, so I'm going to be using alcohol today. You can use mineral spirits or paint thinner, one of the three. I'm just going to dab that on. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure there's no dirt or crap on there before we prime. And this is probably actually the second step. I went ahead and already sanded this entire gas tank down with 100 grit to keep it ready or get it ready for the primer. So that's what you want to do first. And as you can see, there are like indents in the paint. There's nothing I can do there. I just hope that the primer will fill it in. But you can use Bondo if you want to. But I don't have any of that. So anyways, you're just gonna try to clean this entire gas tank before you prime. And next step is actually prime. Alright, got my primer. And for me, priming is a very important step if you have not an even surface like what I have going on here. Because, I mean, you could go ahead and just put the base coat on, but you're not going to get as good as results if you use primer. So that's what I'm going to use, and shake the can up very well. And I'm going to do the bottom side first. So I'm just going to flip this around like this. Adjust the camera. And all we're going to do is just do a very light coat at first. So, as you can see, this double coverage covers very well. And primer, I mean, you can go messy. No one's going to see it, right? But just make sure you get every area. And that's pretty much the first coat. As you can see, light. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And we'll wait about 5 minutes. And then we'll do the second coat of the primer. Alright. Second coat. This one's going to be a medium coat. Heavier than the last one, but not too heavy. They'll make it run. So, I'm just going to go like And as you can see, you can really see the imperfections that I made before. You know, it's going to be a lot easier if you start out with like bare metal, which I didn't, right? As you've seen, there's still paint left before, and there's going to be little holes like that you're going to see, so it's going to be very hard to fill in just with this primer. So that's kind of trying what I'm doing. That's pretty much what primer is, to fill in the holes. But this is the second coat. I don't know, it just really depends on how bad your surface was. If it was bare metal, you'd probably go to 2 coats. But like me, I'm probably gonna have to put like 4 or 5 coats on. So you get how this works, right? Coat by coat. And then once I have my desired coat, I will sand it down. Alright, so this is literally going to be my 6th coat. And after that, we're going to wait at least 1 day for this primer to dry so we can sand it. Because if we just let it dry, it's going to flake. So this is 6th primer. And as you can see, I'm putting it on real thick in the areas where I want it to be. So I'm trying to fill those spots in. So that's pretty much what you're doing. And yeah, so that's going to be my 6th coat. And I'm going to wait 24 hours for this to dry. And then we'll come back and sand it later. Alright guys, day 2. And it's been about 20 hours since I last primed the final coat of prime I put on here. And it's looking alright. If you can see, there's a few indents there, one there. But what you can really see is the overspray that I did. And that's okay with the primer, but the base coat, you're screwed because you can't sand base coat. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sand down this overspray on the primer. This is 400 grit. Now these blocks come in real handy because they mold to the surface of the structure. So we're just gonna lightly sand it. Don't press too hard. This is just primer, so nobody's gonna see this. As you can see, then you start to see your low spots, your high spots. You can definitely see the high spots here. I put a lot more primer here because there's a lot of holes. But down here it doesn't really matter. But I did get a lot of overspray. And probably 400 is the least lowest you want to go for this. It really depends, but I like to go 400 to get my low spots down and smoothing it out. As you can see, yeah, that really smoothens it out, and you can see my low spots here and overspray too. So that's what you got to be careful of when you're putting your base coat on, is overspray. But for the primer, doesn't matter. You can just sand it. But once you feel like the 400 is enough, you go up to probably 800, and that's about it for the primer. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work around all this, and then we'll come back and do 800. Alright, just finished the 800 grit sandpaper. All smooth, primer ready to be base coated. But before we do that, and this is going to be the last thing we do in this video for today, is I'm just going to wipe it down with alcohol or mineral spirits or a lacquer thinner. One of the 3. Just so we get a clean surface when we base coat. So we're just gonna wipe this entire down. And I like alcohol because it really evaporates very quickly. As you can see, I am just wiping it down and it's evaporating instantly, almost. And as you can see, yeah, that's the primer that you don't really need excess primer. So that was the last step on this video. Tomorrow there'll be a video on base coating, clear coating, and the polishing with the ultimate compound. So stay tuned for that, and please click the link up here and watch that video, or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. So thank you for watching. See you guys later.